jump right into some questions, Alice, but can you just share a little bit about your role and how you support health and manufacturing?
Yeah, so I am a athletic trainer. I was a high school athletic trainer for 12 years, and then I kind of transitioned into working into a factory job where I'm at now. I work at Allegion, and my main job is to help promote musculoskeletal safety of our patients. And so whether that's ordering mats or seeing if we need to get some ergo tools so that they don't hurt themselves as much while they're doing repetitive tasks and that sort of thing. My biggest job that I do basically revolves around that.
Very good. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. So was there anything from the earlier presentation slides that you'd like to add to? I know you've talked a lot in the past about rotating shifts being one way that you help to reduce MSD risks, but was there anything else you'd like to kind of reinforce from that message?
One of the biggest things was that working with you, I was able to get mats that worked well in our different areas. What we primarily do at Allegion is we make, I guess, the parts for a door, but not the door itself. So think of handles, push bars, kick plates, that sort of thing. So we had some areas that are high fabrication that the traditional mats that I order for our assembly areas didn't work. And y'all were able to create a mat that allowed coolant to go through and that was cushiony enough that it was better than them standing on the concrete. And so they are very appreciative of those mats and actually just laid down some of those that we just got in last week. That type of stuff has been very, very helpful. So we're using the Nitro Tough and your traditional mats throughout our facilities, talking with our employees about how that we don't necessarily need to have everywhere matted, which was something that happened with our previous athletic trainer that worked there, and just educating them on what the point of having those ergo mats are.
That's very good. Yeah, that kind of leads into my next question for you, was just how important it is to be proactive in the safety and ergonomic education in your field. Is something you're quite passionate about, having those early discussions?
Yes. So we like to be more proactive than reactive, and getting the mats in the right areas and having the right kinds in the right areas is really crucial for making sure that I don't end up having people who come in with lower back pain and knee pain and ankle pains because they're standing in the same spots all day long. And so we have been phasing out some mats that were there previously that some of them were puzzle pieces. And so where the puzzle pieces kind of come together, their feet were standing. And so those parts would break down, but then the mats in the middle would still be good, but those would cause uneven surfaces for them to be on, which then was causing some issues. And so since we started replacing most of the mats throughout the facility in the last year or so, I've had a massive decrease in the amount of ergonomic type injuries that I have for the lower extremity and lower back from that.
That's very good. Yeah, that's kind of answers my next question, but just the role that you've seen anti-fatigue mats play really in elevating the health and safety, and particularly the one-piece design rather than having multiple mats, I guess.
Yes. So definitely I came, as I said, from like a high school setting. So this is a new territory for me. And so it was a little eye-opening when I first started doing it, and working with you guys has been very, very helpful in kind of helping me learn that. And like I said, there's a big education piece to people because they would love to be able to walk on a carpeted area. And then when we point out that our material handlers walk on cement back and forth all day long, and should we carpet the entire place, it kind of gives them kind of an eye opener of like, oh yeah, I am working in this one workstation. And yes, I do leave my workstation every 5 to 10 minutes, but I'm not constantly walking around and that sort of thing. So we've actually had a couple of areas for our material handlers where we've got some ESD, or the ones that are for static shock, that we discovered people were getting shocked in areas where they were putting stuff down, and getting those mats in those areas help reduce that static shock that they were getting. So again, just one of those that until you start having the conversation with your employees, you may not know that they're having some of those issues. And so just like I said, the one-piece mats are significantly better than the puzzle piece mats. And it's been very helpful that my employees have also seen the big difference. Some of them were really wanting to hang on to those, and then they get the new ones. They're like, wow, this does make a heck of a difference, because I didn't realize how uneven I was standing.
Yeah, that's good. Thanks for that.
Yep.
One more I just wanted to ask you about as well is I know you've shared in previous conversations about the challenges from just maybe working with multiple mat styles or mat vendors. Can you just say something about your sort of standardized approach to the anti-fatigue matting and how that's been a benefit?
Yeah, so the lady before me, and I'm sure she was just kind of following suit with the previous people before her as well. They used 2 or 3 different mat vendors. And so when I first got there, again, brand new, something that I never used before. And so I had a workout sheet that had 3 different types of mats on it. And so I would ask you guys like, hey, by the way, do you have like a hog heaven mat or whatever? And you guys would be like, no, but here's what we have that's very similar to that, which was very, very helpful. But they were using, I believe it was 3 different vendors, and everybody in their different departments had different things and different things that they liked. And so I basically came in and said, you know what, we're going to standardize this. We're going to have it so that it's the same throughout the plant, so that if people are switching from one area in assembly to another area in assembly, they're not going from one type of mat to another type of mat. And again, one of those that it took a little bit of buy-in from some of the people that have been there for 20 years or so. But having that standardized mat of having, this is what you're going to be standing on while you're in these assembly areas. This is what you're going to be standing on when you're in the fabrication areas. This is what you're going to be using if you're using in the tool room and that sort of thing, has been very, very well received. And it just makes life a lot easier that I'm not having to track down 3 different people to say, hey, where's my mats at? Or see like, where's my quote? Where's this and where's that? Which is what I kind of did for the first 3 months when I first started there over a year and a half ago. So again, like I said, it was one of those that having you to work with, and it's awesome. I can send you a million emails. I can send you sketches that I can't quite get the acro sketch to work with, and you're somehow amazingly able to make those angles work that I couldn't make work. Has been really, really helpful for me. And like I said, it's just nice to have one person to go through versus going through several different vendors, trying to appease different people when you can get the same quality mats from just one person.
That's great. That's kind of all the questions I had. Was there any parting words you wanted to share, Alice, before we look at what there might be on Q&A?
Yeah, I guess I'm not necessarily, I am happy that I stumbled across Acromat. I've actually encouraged some of my ATI teammates throughout the country to take a look at them, especially if they're having some ergomat type things. We do have our own little like Q&A thing that we do once a month. And I know that Matt's came up one time and I highly recommended it. And I've had some good feedback on it. I had never worked with you guys before, and it was just one of those things that it worked out really, really well. And I highly recommend that if you haven't used Acromat, to give them a try, because they definitely have several different things, several different products that'll work for different areas in the facilities. I don't need clean room type stuff, but I know that they have that type of stuff as well. But for at least my facility, the mats have been really, really well received. And it's been one of those that has been kind of a blessing in disguise that I've been able to work with you guys and be able to get the turnaround quickly that I need.
Great. Thank you so much, Alice. And I guess I'd like to say as well that it's a great partnership. We enjoy working with you. And I think the proactive approach that you take to this whole subject is the key to the success of the whole program. So